Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Republic the Revolution. Due to the unfortunate failure of our efforts to convince Mr. Titov to join our revolutionary movement, we have decided that it is necessary to look elsewhere. We have two more potential members besides Mr. Titov. We could arrange another meeting, or we could go for another childhood friend of ours, such as Mr. Joseph Nazarov, the union activist, or Boris Filatov, the salesman. And seeing that joining Boris Filatov would be selling out, if you ask me, I will be siding. First of all, I will be trying to recruit Joseph Nazarov. Hopefully this will allow us to become a proletarian movement. We shall drive the socialists out of the Shubno industrial estate and gain it for ourselves in the name of the People's Revolution at Commissar Fried Chicken, CFC. Alrighty. We shall meet up with our good friend, Mr. Name forgotten, whatever his name was. And we will be basically attempting to persuade him to join the Novi Stranen National People's Revolutionary Movement. Now, until then, we have some time to waste. And as I slowly get the hang of this game's controls, we will also basically learn how to play the game, since I have little to no idea how it's played. It seems, of course, that the man we're going to persuade believes in the Force ideology, which is red. Since we have virtually none of that, I believe that he will prove a great addition to the NPRM. Our resolve is shaken, and our resources are dwindling, but I think that this is a great potential. We shall meet with him over breakfast when we are both fresh and ready for a day of revolutionary activity. And hopefully, Mr. Nazarov will be a little more pliable than Mr. Titov, who in his infinite pretentiousness refused to join our revolutionary movement. We salute our old friend, ready to bring him to the cause. Let's see if our conversation skills have improved in the past day, since this is now day 2 of our fight to establish the Novi Stranen National People's Revolutionary Movement as a true people's revolutionary force. A proletarian movement it shall be, if we can convince Mr. Nazarov. So, I am going to pump some points in here. Hopefully, this will be a better strategy. Hopefully as well, Mr. Nazarov won't be as good a conversationist as Mr. Titov. So we'll play the ego boost.
А я говорю, что да что есть, да, каждужное. И верность.
And finally, we shall press him.
И приждуется. А я что сказал, да? А
And
я
now,
да?
we shall switch our tactics.
Каждужная доснула, и ждуешь того стола. Верное. А я ж нас говорю, что Ижна не побеждала. И
Now this is our last chance.
примется такая штукенция.
And now, we'll see. It appears that we have won the conversation. We have persuaded Mr. Nazarov to join our glorious revolutionary movement. Or so it appears anyway. And so the people's heart of the National People's Revolutionary Movement becomes real. We present what appears to be our party program, and he gladly signs. Here we go. It takes two to tango, and it also takes two to start a revolutionary movement. Mr. Nazarov shall make a fine addition to the NPRM in its fight against the Karasovite regime. A great victory, if you ask me. We now have 2 members in our movement, and so we enter the afternoon. Our finances are going up. Perhaps we're already receiving membership fees. And we have found our right-hand man, of course. Let's read the memo. Day 2, afternoon. Times are hard in Ekaterine. The establishment must be kept from knowing about a faction in the making. I suggest finding a relatively secret place where we can convince a new recruit to join us. Regards, Joseph Nazarov. So every character, location, and action has a certain secrecy. My knowledge must exceed secrecy to know that an area exists. Alrighty then. Nothing new in the newspapers. No new memos either. So we'll increase our knowledge. Investigate a district to increase our knowledge to 70% or higher. We shall do that, no problem. Now I'm just thinking which district. I believe that the Shubno industrial estate will make a decent district. Can we scout? Let's see, so the main GUI. What's all this about? Actions that we can take. Well, first, we shall investigate the Shubno industrial estate. This way, we shall be able to drive out the competing left-wing revolutionary movements and thereby establish our HQ. What the hell? Titov is now pissed off that we didn't recruit him. He was the one who turned me down, and I will not be forgetting. If Titovite factions ever come to power in Novistrana, they shall be our eternal enemy. Now, I'm thinking that we shall beat Mr. Titov at his own game. We can set up either in Prokofiev Plaza or in the Shubno Industrial Estate. We seem to have the most knowledge about Prokofiev Plaza, so we'll be building up there, I assume. Afterwards, we can expand to the industrial estate as well, because first we need a HQ, after which we shall be able to rouse the proletarian masses in the name of the Novistranan Revolution. All true patriots shall flock to our cause. But until then, we've got some work cut out for us. I'd be tempted to get Titov into the movement now, but we'll leave that for later. Night has arrived and we've received a tutorial for the minimap. We'll see what goes on. We're busy investigating Prokofiev Plaza, though I wish I knew how much information we knew about this Shubno industrial estate. Either way, we've received another memorandum. Mr. Boris Filatov, the good old rich entrepreneur salesman guy and childhood friend of ours, has congratulated us. He has his own ambitions, but I think that he'll eventually come crawling back to us. Now it seems that this will probably become our base for the NPRM. It doesn't look like a very suspicious location, and hopefully we can turn it into a fully fledged political HQ soon enough. We're gaining ever more information on Prokofiev Plaza with the days that pass. We already have 25% support among the locals, so I believe that we have great potential. Now, it might be a good idea to get Mr. Nazarov to agitate the locals in this Shubno industrial estate as well. After all, he is a trade union activist, so he should be able to motivate the workers. But for now, we shall focus ourselves on Prokofiev Plaza. A narrower focus, if you ask me. We shall gradually strengthen our movement until such a day arrives that we shall successfully take on the government itself. Now, I'm thinking that we should send him scouting in the Shubno industrial estate. We'll get Nazarov to increase our presence there, and thereby to gain this district for ourselves as well. The gameplay is slow, and I apologize for this, but we are setting up the movement, and there shall eventually be a glorious climax. Until then, we shall look around the streets of Ekaterine, this beautiful post-Soviet city. We'll speed up time a little bit to increase our progress. We shall speed it up to 3 times, actually. Our resources are increasing in Prokofiev Plaza, as well as our knowledge. Now this is a useful tutorial, I can say that much, because it's gradual. Now what is this? Every 3rd day is event day. So support erosion and resolve degradation will occur today. I have no idea what that means. But we shall find out soon enough. We'll focus our camera on our scouting attempts. I have no idea what scouting means exactly in this context, but we shall find out now. It doesn't seem like anything major. So we'll check the newspapers to see if there's anything big. Nothing at all. We've got some memos and so on. But besides that, not much. Our resources are gradually increasing. We are no longer making a loss financially. This is good. Because this team of 2, myself and Mr. Nazarov, shall make this city ours. Now we shall continue to investigate Prokofiev Plaza. This way, we shall expand our influence as quickly as possible and finally bring a district of this town under our control. It'll take a while for certain to challenge the other main political parties, but I believe that we are more than capable of doing it. Because we will not compromise. We will not yield to any other party, and we will not allow ourselves to be subjugated to the will of any other party either. Now, who is this Oleg Baturin? A cleric. So it seems that the Novistranen Orthodox Church is expanding its influence in Prokofiev Plaza as well. So we've got some competition, but I believe that we can deal with it swiftly enough. I'm assuming that we are a relatively anti-clerical movement, though I cannot be sure. I have no idea what Mr. Nasarov's views on religion are, but I don't think that they're all too friendly. We've gained even greater knowledge of the Shubno industrial estate. This is good. We shall get him to continue investigating. To reduce the secrecy of these areas, and this way to make ourselves safe. I am certain that we shall secure our clout. Now let's find out about this Pev Markov man. A hoodlum. A vandal. Not the kind of man I'd want to recruit to my movement. Now we shall continue to gain information about these districts. We shall gradually, but certainly, secure our clout in Ekatery. I apologize once more for the slow-paced gameplay, but I hope that it's nonetheless entertaining. Now, it seems that we have virtually no clout in the Shubno industrial estate, and our support is focused in the Prokofiev Plaza region. Not that it's a problem to me. Night has fallen. And what have we achieved? I have gained a level. But more importantly, we have increased our knowledge of Prokofiev Plaza. So as a result of our increasing knowledge, we have found locations with high secrecy. It'll also be easier for us to find out what the opposition is up to. And this way we've also found out how to dig deeper into certain individuals. This will be useful. Now, the power screen. Every 3 days it's displayed based on our status. We have to allocate resources, so on and so forth. But first, let's check what our next mission is. We have to gain at least 60% support in our HQ district, so Prokofiev Plaza. We'll see what we can do. We have gathered information and shall gather further information in Shubnoy, while I shall bring my points up. We'll take our presence up, and we shall bring our presence up slightly more, bring our charisma up to 35, our control to 35 as well, and we'll say our status to 26. And we shall have to upgrade in action. Either our investigations or our headhunting. I believe that it's important for us to gain members early on, but at the same time, I think that it's also important to know what's going on around us. So we'll find out about the situation around us first, to stop the secret police from getting on our case. So, a memo here, a diary entry about how enemies can conspire against us. Well, my enemies are sly, but I know of their schemes. I shall bring them to ruin and utter destruction. Anyway, we shall be putting an end to our activities for the time being, and putting an end to this episode. After this, we shall continue to extend our support in Prokofiev Plaza and to begin our conquest of Ekaterine in earnest. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and to subscribe to my channel. I've been the Nerd Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.